All right, folks. Whoa, bit of feedback there. Welcome back to another week of Gridiron Queensland action. Here in week 5, we're coming to you from Nerang on the northern part of the Gold Coast. And I'm here joined with Gerard Fitzpatrick, once again, who's been kind enough to lend his colour commentary services as we check out week 5 in the women's division. Gerard, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks, Kenny.
Figures if we take it off there, just a few audio issues. But week 4, here in Gridiron, Queensland, from Nerang, as mentioned earlier, we've got the Gold Coast Stingrays taking on the Raptors. Another round for the teams going at each other. Of course, only 4 teams in the women's division, so they get to know each other quite well, Gerard. And this is the second time these two teams will meet. It was a 53-point victory to the Gold Coast Stingrays back in their first meeting earlier in the season. But that is a huge improvement considering last time they met in 2018, well, it was close to double that.
Yeah, it's a good improvement, and also it's their first game of this season as well with a lot of rookies. More impressively was the last time they played the Thunder, it was only a 14-0 loss. So I'm interested to see how much they've improved now.
Kickoff underway. Apologies for the wrong screen there, but yes, 14-0. So significant improvements all the way around between these two. Oh, well, particularly for the team on the left there in grey, the Moreton Bay Raptors, who are looking significantly improved this year with the addition of a number of veteran players who will get throughout the core, but also through offensive coordinator Rachel Dutraband, former coach of the year for GQ in the women's division. She came and she brought a lot of coaching experience and some much needed help to head coach August Matene. First down, Raptors in possession. This is rookie Taryn Wiley launching her first pass over the middle, trying to connect there with Rochelle Ware playing a bit of wide receiver, and that pass falls incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Yep, and you can see the influence Rachel's having already. I don't think they would have tried passing on a opening play last season, so they're trying to open up the playbook a little bit more than in the past.
Well, it was Renee Rivet last year handling a lot of the quarterback duties when injured, though. They had almost had a quarterback rotation. I think Talalele Schuster played some quarterback as well, or they had some packages as in second down. They just were on this one with a Wiley, and she'll actually cop a loss there, and this will be 3rd and long now for the Raptors. The Stingrays defense doing a good job on the opening defensive drive. But yes, just on scores alone, this is my first time seeing the Raptors in action, but on scores alone, they look significantly improved.
Definitely on the defense. I mean, to keep the Thunder, who's another team who put 70 points and etc. up on them last season, to keep them to 14, definite improvements on the defense. But yeah, like you, I've only seen the scores, so I don't know what they've done on offense.
And on their third down conversion, Rochelle Ware will take a carry. And on their first running back run play, they'll get this just past the original line of scrimmage, and this will make it a 4th and 9. And, well, there is no changes from the sideline, so we'll soon see if they come out in a punting formation.
Better snap that time, managed to get it off to the running back, but Stinger's defense just collapsed every single hole which was meant to go into.
Looks like they will punt this away. They'll trust Rochelle Ware, the rugby league veteran as well as American football, to punt this, and she'll chip it over into the waiting arms of the Stingrays. Fielding it there is Serena Martin, who, interesting story about Serena Martin, quite the athlete of herself. I just mentioned Rochelle Waring, a rugby league background. Serena Martin this week was at the Gold Coast Titans Rugby League Women's Invitational. The Titans, getting the okay to be putting a team in the near future for the women's NRL, and she was one of the few ladies scouted, and obviously the Titans have their eyes on her.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Women's rugby league's really coming up these days.
Certainly is. Reigning champions, the Brisbane Broncos, looking to defend their title. But speaking about people looking to get back to title glory, Evans tries to complete her first pass there to the number 14 and Kelsey Jensen, her Canadian running back. But this week playing slot. Now, Gerard, quite a few people with different positions next to their names in my team sheet today because of a couple of notable absences, particularly in the wide receiving corps.
Yes, probably one of the best players in Queensland missing today, and Riley Hodgson. That's going to be a massive loss for the team.
And Riley booked with work this week. Work commitments keeping her out of the action, and also wide out as we see this play. It'll be a toss play out to the right. Jensen, no, check that, number 17, and Norcliffe, the rookie, getting back to the line of scrimmage, brings up third down and long. But Cody Fuller, the talented and veteran wideout, is at a wedding this weekend, so running a little low on experience in the on the attacking side of the football, mate. But one thing they are still quite experienced at is the trenches, both sides of it filled with plenty of experience and plenty of talent.
Yes, solid offensive line, so running behind that offensive line shouldn't be too much of an issue. And they do have experience that can step into receiver. Although in saying that, seems like a miscommunication.
Incomplete pass there. Intended receiver was Renee Scanlon, who you and I both, I should say my commentator at the time, and Adam Bolton both thought would love to see her get more involved in the passing attack, being the sort of rangy receiver she is. But
yeah, she's got the build, she's got length. We'll see if she's got hands and a bit of football knowledge. But the potential's there.
Fourth down. Both teams trading effectively 3 and outs, but here the Stingrays are going to go for it around midfield. Ball inside territory. They're going to run it on fourth down here. A tackle broken there by Jensen. Jensen's going to get very, very close, and wow, we're right in line with her there. She looks like she's half a yard short. This will be a turnover on downs, and that's 3 and outs by both teams. A turnover on downs from the Stingrays.
Ballsy call there. We were just talking about how they're missing their 2 starting receivers, and they decide to go for it in fourth and quite a bit with a run. But you can see, like we were saying, the defense has much improved from the Raptors. In those run plays, you could see everyone was flowing to the ball, everyone had their gap responsibility, there wasn't over pursuits, definitely playing better as a team on defense, which is really good to see.
So the Raptors, now look at this, look how far deep Wiley has gotten compared to her first drive. She almost looks like she's possibly back to punt. But they're respecting the pass rush. Wiley wanting to get rid of it, stands in a sack attempt and still tries to complete this pass there as a flag comes flying in to Wakeham. And that falls incomplete, and flag will be assessed.
Yeah, I don't know if that. I saw the ball was snapped with a defender in the neutral zone, but this has been thrown in pass interference.
That sort of territory.
But I don't know if it's because I'm a DB, but that didn't look like pass interference. That looked like 3 people going for the ball.
We'll bring in
Pass interference. Defense. Spotted the foul. Automatic first down.
Well, you heard the call there. No number given, but given against the Stingrays there from White Hat referee there and Tim Redshaw. So this will be an automatic first, and this will be the first down of this Week 5 matchup.
Yeah, I can't say I agree with that call. It looked like everyone was going for the ball there. The only person that didn't look like they were looking at the ball was the receiver.
Well, in any case, first down for the visitors. Raptors, first down inside Stingray territory now on their 43. Deep drop here from Wiley. Wiley had a receiver open on the drag underneath. It was the second-year player in Danielle Hutchison. And it goes off her hands and incomplete.
play was there. The pass was a half decent pass. It hit her in the hands. You'd expect your receivers to bring that in. So hopefully, a bit more game time, a bit more confidence. They'll start executing on those plays. But definitely a different look on their offense. Although there seems to be a lot of miscommunication on who's meant to be on and off the line.
2nd down and 10. Wiley, loud cadence. Dropping back deep, protection solid. She gets rid of it. Flick of the wrist, looking for Ware, but it's behind her. Incomplete on 2nd down.
And it looks
And
like we're probably
flags
going to get
down.
a holding call.
We see the pass there. This is
60, 10-yard penalty.
You just heard the holding call there. You nailed it. So, 1 for the Stingrays this time. So this will be 2nd down once again, less 10 yards. So 2nd and 20 is now the assignment for the visitors. But not afraid to get this ball downfield.
No, I was just thinking that as well. It's a much different looking offense than I'm used to seeing from this team.
And they'll run it here on 2nd and 10. Get this ball back to their own 39. Back in their own territory they are, and this will be another 3rd down and long. They carry that time. I think it was Rochelle Ware again.
And being that we haven't really had a lot of punts, you'd say this is probably 4-down territory, 2 more plays to get 15 yards. See if they go back to the air. Hasn't been very successful for them, but they haven't really ran for a lot of yards either.
Tiafi Thurston back deep for the Stingrays. Protection's good for the Raptors, and Tiafi Thurston will drop a pick. And that was a trending happening for her in her rookie season back in 2015, if you want to call that a rookie season. But had made significant strides to improve that and made some key picks in big games over the past couple seasons.
Yeah, no, I was actually just talking to her before this game, and we're talking about opportunities for picks, and she said, well, I have to catch them. And so I guess she knows her own abilities, or lack of.
Well, she came hard downfield on that last one. Back to live action. 4th down. The Raptors are going for it, and Tiafi Thurston's got it this time. Takes a bobble or two, but makes no mistake bringing this one in on 4th down. Tiafi Thurston, well, the unfortunate truth is she was probably better off batting that down.
Yeah, she may have been better field position for batting it down, but for confidence, and after we just bagged her out, good on you, Tiafi.
Got to get on that stat sheet.
One thing I can't remember is when they line up, how many people are meant to be in the backfield?
But we have 2 on the line there, so effectively 1, 2, 3. Nine-man football.
It's only been a year out, and I'm forgetting rules, but I thought you had to have 4 in the backfield.
Getting old, mate. 1st 10. Here comes Evans. Evans, well, she made it no secret that she is still nursing a bit of an injury. Got the clearance to play this week, though she said in an ideal world she would have loved to possibly sit 1 more week out, or at least play a reduced role, but here she is, back in the starting role.
Yeah, they played last week without her against the Ravens, and they had Riley in at quarterback. Done a fantastic job, actually. She was really good, but unfortunately she's missing today, so doesn't get to rest Lauren.
All reports suggested that Riley, in her first start at quarterback, did a good job beating the Ravens. No easy task. Evans again running the football and picking up the 1st down and some open space, and she'll take this out of bounds and getting this down to the Ravens 20. The Raptors 26. Both birds.
Probably one thing she doesn't want to do here is be running the ball either. She's probably want to either get the ball off fast or hand it off, especially with a groin injury and being a quarterback. A groin injury is going to stop you from sliding as well to stop getting hits.
Exactly right. Bit of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
Yeah. So, good move to get out of bounds.
1st down and 10. And that talented offensive line down set. Evans waiting in the shotgun, moving some of her inexperienced slots up closer to the line. They'll pass on 1st down. Look into the flat. Pass intended there to number 40. And that's Casey Brown, the returning player. Did mention last time the Stingrays were on the broadcast that Casey Brown was back in the game after a couple of years out, a former Jet.
Yeah, and you can see Lauren with these other receivers just don't have the same chemistry or timing at the moment. So see if they can pick that up during this game.
And we're back on second down. Jensen on the left of Evans. Evans will pitch it out to the left, and now taking this ball forward is Norcliffe. Norcliffe, nice cut upfield. And that will get close to a first down, a solid run up the left edge.
Looks like they're actually moving the chains.
Oh, first down.
Yeah, not a bad little run.
And a selfless block there as well, noted Kelsey Jensen. First down and 10. The Stingrays now in the red zone of the Raptors. Ball on the 15.
You can see the Rays are now trying to spread the Raptors defense out with the pass game, and it's just the opening up gaps outside if they just get that one block from the running from the fullback. As you can see, they're trying that again. It's, like I say, if it works,
Timeout here.
keep doing it.
Taken by the Raptors, the first time out of the game. We might take a short break ourselves. Be right back. And we're back from that timeout. First and 10. Stingrays are knocking on the door of the first points of this game. Mid to late first quarter right now. Evans runs the toss play out to the right now. Norcliffe trying to push the pile with the help of Jensen, but doesn't get a whole lot. Matter of fact, looks like they've lost half yard.
Yeah, much better on defense there. Got a bit of contain. Made contact with the fullback. Shorter colours outside. Forced her back up to where the help should have been. Just a little bit of an over pursue, but they can fix that. See if they come out in the same formation again. It seems to be working. Spread it out for the pass game, and then just follow your blocker. No, they're going spread.
As the train makes it past. We've got second down and 10. And a little pitch out to Norcliffe. Norcliffe trying to beat defenders to the edge. Doesn't quite get there. A good tackle eventually stops a run. That's Wakeham again getting a name called, and this will make it third and long. Still inside the Raptors red zone.
Yeah, the play call wasn't bad, just lacking a little bit on the execution there. It was a backwards pass. Lucky she caught it because Raptors were coming down hard on that. Third and long, you'd think the Rays would go back to the air on this. We'll see which receiver can step up and who Lauren's going to put her trust in.
Third down and long. Evans looking to her right, throwing underneath. Has got Jensen. Jensen tries to break a tackle, but she'll be short about a yard. And, well, without either of their kickers here, I think the Stingrays, I give a generous spot there. It ends up being about 4th and 4. Without either their kickers here, they're likely going to go for it.
Yeah, I think that's quarter time, so we'll be going for it on the other side of the field.
As two teams go for it. We'll take a short break ourselves, and we'll be returning with the second quarter. All right, back here on 4th down, a big call.
Yeah, I'd still be going for it here, even if I had a kicker.
Evans, speed option out to the left, and taking that in as Norcliffe, breaking a tackle, looking for the pylon, but saving a touchdown there as the quarterback and safety combination of Taryn Wiley, and that will get the Raptors a first down. A huge play, keeping this score level at 0-0.
Yeah, they didn't get the touchdown, but second best. Get the first down. Have a few more tries.
I was just double checking that. I didn't think it was 1st and goal or 4th and goal. It is first down Stingrays. Despite the first down signal to the Raptors. Evans again going herself this time. Will back herself past the goal line. And does so with good thought. That's 6 points there. The Stingrays, they get the first points here in week 5 against the Raptors. 6-0. A rushing touchdown there to Lauren Evans.
Yeah, Lauren calls a speed option. She's probably hoping to get rushed so she can pitch the ball off, but has to run it in herself.
You can see this on replay. Just something she's done for a long time now, particularly at the goal line. 2-point conversion, I'm coming.
Tries with the speed out again. Is a little bit closer this time, but still doesn't have the timing.
Pass incomplete. That'll keep the score 6-0 in favor of the home side.
One issue a team like the Raptors is going to come up with is trying to learn defense on the fly. Like off-season, train against themselves the whole time, and you come up against a team like the Stingrays, running things that they probably haven't seen before. And you can see they're just a little bit slow on some adjustments. One big win for them, though, is first quarter, 0-0. I don't think they've had that before against the Stingrays.
So 6-0. Stingrays and a bit of a, well, I don't know if it was by design, but it's an onside recovery. Getting that back for the Rays is Renee Scanlon. It just came off the right side of the boot, the outside of the boot. Hard to say it was intentional, but if it was, it's genius.
Yeah, no, I think she sliced that, but Raptors need to throw a little bit more intensity or at least urgency to try and get on that ball. A lot of them were just standing around watching.
First down and 10. Evans, blessed with another possession. Hits a player out in the flat. It's Casey Brown. And then she's got some blocks, breaks the tackle, and that will be a fantastic gain on first down, making this second and short. Play caller's dream.
That's the third time Lawrence went for that little speed out there. First time she missed by a few meters. Next time maybe a few centimeters, and this time hits it. So it's good to see progression.
Second down now. Top of the second quarter. Spread formation. And Evans taken down there. And that is Amy Tyson, the rookie defensive lineman, taking her down in the backfield.
A little bit of miscommunication in the background there. I think Lauren wanted to run a speed option and running back thought it was going to be a handoff, or vice versa. Players will be loving these timeouts. It's hot down there.
Yeah, Tommy there didn't quite see who it was, but we much needed. We might take one ourselves, and we'll be back with a third down conversion to the Stingrays. Back out of the timeout now. Third down and 4. Two receivers the other side of the spread formation, as this will be a QB keeper for Evans. Evans cuts it back into the teeth of the defense. And, well, the mark for a first down was right on the 50. Evans down just before that. And this will bring up fourth down and short.
Sticking to this spread formation, fourth and short. I think they might come out with the fullback this time, maybe do a fullback lead, get some short yardage. It's been successful for them. But no, sticking to the spread, okay.
Fourth down. Successful last time they went for it. Unsuccessful the first time. Quick pass. Looking to the slant intended for Renee Scanlon. Incomplete though. This will be a turnover and downs. The Raptors survive and they'll get a chance to try to level the score.
Decent coverage. Pass was a little bit behind tall receiver.
And first down and 10 for the Raptors.
Let's see if the Raptors can actually get a drive going here.
And the Raptors now. Deep drop. Now under pressure. Looking for Hutchison and has got her. Not for a whole lot of yards though, but it is a positive movement on first down. This will make it a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, similar play to the one they ran where she dropped it last time. Good to see her pick up this time. Probably could have led her a little bit with the ball. But a completion is a completion. Baby steps.
Well, in her first year, Taryn Wiley still learning a lot of the trade of the quarterback position. 2nd down and 9, you could even say 8. And they'll go speed rush themselves out to the right, pitching it out to Ware. Ware's turning on the Jets, getting the first down, now looking for open space. And trucks over Thurston and gets the ball down to the Stingrays 33.
That's a much better play call. Got it into one of the athletes' hands out in space and give her some room to work. Let's see if they come back to that.
So fresh set of downs. Raptors on the move.
I think that was the biggest play of the day.
Yeah, quite possibly. As Wiley finds a crease and picks up a huge gain on first down. The confidence building.
Good play call again there. Rays loaded up the box, rushed more onto their right-hand side, but they ran to the left. Defender took the pitch persons, the quarterback kept it, and just needed the defender to actually go down block. Don't like it when your running back or quarterback is running past a blocker to get tackled.
As we see second down. And a pitch again to Ware, but leaves it late and hits the deck. But Ware picks it up on the one hop and finds the sideline, but not before getting a first down. Huge gain on the ground. That's twice they've gone to that little speed option. Execution not as crisp as the first time, but net result just the same. Timeout taken here from the Stingrays.
That was a bounce pass.
It was a favourable one indeed.
Thing is, I don't think the ball would have got there if she actually tossed it off. It looked like the defender actually got in the way, so I think it actually worked out much better for him. But this is a really good drive for the Raptors. They're improving not only season to season, game to game, but now they're starting to improve as the plays go on. Quite impressed by the quarterback they've got, the new quarterback. It's hard to come in as a rookie and play quarterback, but she's handling it quite well. I know it's hot, but I think if they just up their intensity a little bit, finished on plays, they just kind of look like they're thinking too much, which happens with a lot of rookies. They think about what they're meant to be doing instead of actually doing it. But that will just come with more reps, Kenny.
That indeed. I wasn't sure if that was coming through on the stream. We had a couple of audio issues just through that first quarter that looks like we finally fixed. And so it sounded like we were second guessing ourselves for a little bit there. It's just because we were dealing with about 3 different versions of ourselves in our head. But we're back in action now, so we can call with a little bit more confidence. First down and 10. Here come the Raptors. Raptors in the move. Rochelle Ware with 2 big carries on this drive to get them inside the red zone here midway through the second quarter. Wiley now dropping back. Flags thrown in the middle of this play. Pass hit the hands of her receiver, but Tiafi Thurston's there on the coverage. The receiver there was Rochelle Ware, the current superstar of this drive.
Yeah, it was a good pass, good coverage. Tiafi got there just on time. But the flag came out before then, so it'll be interesting to see what that was.
I missed the call there, but it is on the Stingrays. There is a 5-yarder, so it sounds like maybe defensive holding. Or was it offside? Flag was thrown early.
I'm not sure. I thought I heard him say false start, but it couldn't have been a false start.
Not quite the booming voice he once had, Tim Redshaw.
I think this is meant to be still first down, but they've changed it to second. Nope, and he's realised his mistake.
And Rochelle Ware will jump cut her way to the right-hand side, but it's a great tackle there. Taking her down. Number 20, well, it's 26, maybe it's 36, and Mara O'Connor. No, it's 28, in fact. Jasmine Hamza.
Yeah, Rochelle showed good patience there, but the holes just didn't open up fast enough.
So you don't want the two further back?
Get them there, but usually the quarterbacks they do this. Pretty much the right, have the furthest player on the offense, so moving the ball, have that person just in the screen, and so you can show them the
Go wider than you think. Yeah. All right, cool.
Doing some coaching up here in the booth.
Can't get away from coaching no matter where I go, mate. Second down, and we are in the midst of another timeout. And I was busy working on the technical side of things, mate. Did you see which team called that?
I think it was the Raptors. And Rach is now on the field having a cup of tea and a biscuit with Tim. Wonder what that's about.
Yeah, well, the interesting is I had a quick catch up there with Rachel Dutraban, who I mentioned earlier in the call, and I'm like, I see you in, boots and kit for the first time since 2015, 2016 maybe. She has been a pure coach for some time, both at State and formerly at the Ravens and then formerly at the Thunder.
Panthers.
And of course the Panthers as well, while she was playing and coaching. And yeah, she said, don't get too excited, but yes, I am in kit. So the ACL she tore back in 2015 must have finally come good and to a point where she feels comfortable possibly putting herself in the action.
I did actually see her on the field in the game against the Ravens. The quarterback went down, had to come out for a play, so Rachel had to come on. Didn't do much. The snap went over her head. And that was her experience playing this season so far as I know.
Coach first, player second. Second down and 4. Not goal. As we go speed option to the right. Really, it's just a pitch there. And the flow is nice from the Rays. Bit of vigor grabs another yard or so for Rochelle Ware. And this will make it a closer third down. They have got third down to go, though.
Yeah, it's good that they're sticking to this speed option. It's been working for them. This is what got them to where they are. They just need to work on this a little bit more. It's very slow to develop, but more practice, you can speed that up. Maybe instead of being where they are, they could be having a touchdown. See if they go back this way now.
Third down and 3, a chance to level the score here. Can get a first down without necessarily scoring. And this time they go out to the left in front of Ware though meets the right shoulder of a defensive back in Serena Martin. And that'll set them back a couple of yards there for fourth down. We've got another timeout. No, 2-minute warning. The official 2-minute warning just given there from Tim Redshaw. So this will be a tough conversion here. But again, they've got the option of going a little bit shorter here and putting the defense in two minds. They've got about 2.5 yards to play with before the end zone.
Yeah, they went with the speed option again, came back this way like I thought they would, but unfortunately so did the Rays. Quarterback probably should have kept that there. She pitched it to someone who had 2 people covering her. That's why you study film, so you can watch this and fix it.
Learn from your mistakes. Wiley and Ware in the backfield. A couple tight ends in, including Hutchison to the right for the Raptors. Oh, both Lions feverishly playing with the thought of an offside or an early jump, and here comes Ware. Will she get all the way? I think she was just short. We'll wait for the official spot. She'll be close, and from what I can see them spotting the ball, looks like they'll be just short. That'll be a turnover this time for the Stingrays. A tough stand after allowing the Raptors inside their red zone.
Yeah, as much as I'd like to see the Raptors score, that they kind of missed a false start, and I think that's just justice that they didn't get the fourth down on that one.
So both teams, I think, were a bit confused there. The defensive unit stayed on there a little bit longer, but here comes Evans and her offense back on the field. But with just under 2 minutes to go, that play probably shook 9 seconds off the clock. They'll have almost a full 2 minutes, and by my count, 2 timeouts to try and add to this lead heading into the half. 6-0. First down, Gold Coast Stingrays.
Yeah, if the Raptors can get out of this game 6-0 at halftime against the Stingrays, that is a huge improvement from last year.
Even a Stingrays unit with a couple of key players out, that is a huge effort. Raptors now, a lot of players standing up, a lot of players showing blitz, and they'll just go up the middle here. It's a bit of a wild ray, if you will. It's worked out beautifully. Heading downfield now. Is that Ella Briscoe I saw in the 10?
It is.
Ella Briscoe, a former quarterback, now a full-time linebacker, obviously moonlighting back at her old position. Lauren Evans did mention to me that she had told Briscoe that she would have to consider jumping back on the light side for a couple of plays, given the depth on offense at the moment. Good play there from her there, and reminiscent to her Jets days.
Yeah, interesting defense by the Raptors there. They lined up 3 people on the outside to rush, but left a huge hole up in the middle. No gap responsibilities.
Here she is at quarterback again. I said Evans in her offense. This is Briscoe in her offense, and this falls out of her hands. She may be comfortable running the ball, maybe a little rusty throwing it.
That was a quarterback blitz there. So Ella picked it up, saw that it was a blitz, tried to get it over there, but O-line just didn't give her time to get the ball off.
I saw it that we would have been having conversations about the tuck rule if if that ball hit the ground a bit earlier, but nevertheless, incomplete pass. Okay with that decision. 2nd down and 10. Briscoe stays in the game. Turning to the place where she made her name many years ago now. Back at quarterback. Briscoe. Looking at the field, caught players offside. I'm surprised they didn't let that go, but claiming that the Raptor player touched one of the offensive line.
To be honest, I think that's probably good for the Raptors because no one was covering that slot, and I'm sure Ella would have picked that up. The slot over on the far side is going to come completely open.
It's one of the other veterans on this gridiron today. I think that was Tony Connolly trying to guess the snap count there. Playing a linebacker this year, and Mike Backer, of course, played on the Sun Devils as on the defensive line. But played a bit of tight end last year as well.
Yeah, I think she played everywhere.
She played everywhere. She said one of the best things that Coach Matene, and I will say, just like every experienced gridiron player who wants to retire tells me 3 times over, she wanted an opportunity to play a few things she never got the chance to, and Coach Matene gave her that.
She was meant to be retired this season. Last time I spoke to her last year, she was coming back as a defensive coordinator, and that was it. It's hard to retire.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Was that a timeout to the Stingrays there? And that is. Well, that was interesting. I saw Rachel Dutraban calling a timeout for the Stingrays from her huddle before the Stingrays actually called it themselves. So, timeout used here from the Stingrays, and I think by my count that leaves them with 1 remaining. 2nd and 5 will be the task for them when they return, with probably only a minute left on the clock, if that. No official time here in GQ by those on the field. So we're guesstimating just alongside the rest of you who will be joining us today. Appreciate your company here on GQ TV. Week 5, Women's Division. Gold Coast Stingrays currently leading the Raptors 6-0. Later on today, Gerard, you join me for the men's game, where it'll be the visiting Ravens taking on the Stingrays. Another great rivalry of this game. But that being said, you could argue the Stingrays are rivalries with everybody.
Yeah, well, Stingrays have passed, I think it would be. The Stingrays haven't been Stingrays for the last couple of years.
I feel like the feelings still linger, and especially from the Stingrays, who don't like to write themselves out of anything. But we are back from the timeout. 2nd down. 2nd and 5. And slot there is Jensen. And, whoa, I don't know if that was supposed to be by design, but it's a fake to the running back, and Briscoe's got space. She's got the 1st down. And we'll take the tackle of Ware, one of our Queensland teammates, both of them playing on that state or national championship defense from a season ago.
Yeah, they got the 1st down. Referees are being very relaxed on false starts.
Missed the play there, but you can see Rachel Dutraban calling in some plays now, and I spoke to Coach Matene, and I said, look, just in a sentence, sum up what Rachel's addition has been to you this season, and he didn't take the full sentence, he took a word. He said, perfect. Perfect for our culture, perfect for our team, and perfect with her experience. So she's been a welcome addition to this Raptor outfit, an improving Raptor outfit from a season ago. First down and 10. Briscoe looking downfield and the throw downfield, and it's off the hands. The intended wide receiver, Serena Martin, has been doing plenty of good work on defense there, but that time can't reel that pass in. I'll make it 2nd and 10.
It's going to be roughing the passer though, so they'll get that. One unfortunate thing about rookies is they don't know all the rules.
And often be a little bit too overzealous, perhaps is the word.
I'm pretty sure she learned the rule there. I think Ella yelled it into her.
We'll see if we catch it on the back end. Yeah, number 36 for the Raptors. Going to be taught a lesson there. It's Kyla Al-Mali. 12 seconds, as you might have just heard over the mic there. The time remaining, so let's test Briscoe's arm here. No timeouts remaining, I don't believe, for the Stingrays. And the Raptors, this time they're going to take one of their remaining timeouts. Coach Dutraban not liking something she was seeing on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, they come back out in that fullback formation. Most of the time they'll come out in that. They have ran towards the fullback side. Maybe she wants to try and overload that a little bit. Maybe she's just getting extra protection in for another pass. Who knows?
I'm talking more about a few players not get it up today. I think I see Emily Maximov's there running water duty as opposed to D-line duties, as she has done so well in the last 2 seasons with the Rays. Also for state as well. And making a return from holidays there was Wildcat's mother there.
Seems to be a lot of timeouts. It feels like they're using all 6 in the first half.
Utilizing all of them. But no, it's been a share of both teams using timeouts here. Plus the 2-minute warning, of course, we saw. Coach Schultz, I'll say earlier. Both the Schultz ladies, actually, neither of them in helmet or pads this season, it would appear. Haven't had a chance to sit down properly with Sarah and see where she's at. She's been at every game so far. First down and 10 Stingrays.
Rays are out in a different formation than what they broke on, so
Well,
see if this affects the defense.
they've come back to the spread. Not a bad call if you think the defense is adjusting to that. Great protection here for Briscoe. Launches it downfield and caught and brought in. No, is that a fumble? They've called it a catch. I think that's a catch and fumble. So the Raptors, well, I'm intrigued here. We've got to try and get a call about whether this was a catch or an incomplete pass, but they're spotting this ball, so they're going to call this as a catch. And Grand Cart forced a fumble, so now that's why they're going to spike it. Great experience shown by the staff and the quarterback right now, Ella Briscoe, to understand the rules.
I'm confused that all happened very fast. If that was a fumble, didn't the Raptors recover it?
Well, I think that they oh, yeah, cool, unless it was an incomplete pass. Well, no, unless the same knee was down, obviously, is the logical decision.
Oh, right.
So, fair play.
Either way, it's halftime.
Yeah, that looks like... Well, if you think about that play took at least 5 seconds by my count, plus getting down the field there. So I don't know how quickly they spotted the ball.
Yeah, they didn't have a timeout left.
Raptors well and truly making their way to the sideline though, and the Stingrays, well, they're sticking out there just in case there's an extra play, but safe to say it looks like this is halftime, and there's our official call. Halftime here in week 5 in the women's division. The Stingrays, they defend home turf currently with a 6-point lead. We'll take a break and we'll be back on the other side of halftime. It's Kenny Andres, Gerard Fitzpatrick, broadcasting here on Gridiron Queensland TV, courtesy of This Week Calling All Sports Brisbane. Back soon.
the game's over and Rochelle's dead.
And do apologise, at one point there our sound cut out. And that will be the end of the game there. Rochelle Ware taking the final carry. And that closes out the game here. 20-0, a good victory for the Stingrays. 6-0 at halftime. And that will send the Stingrays home, or however long home it may be for the Stingrays here on home turf. They defend home turf with a 20-0 victory over the visiting Moreton Bay Raptors. And that'll send the Raptors to take on the Ravens next week. And the Stingrays will be looking to make it 3 on the trot now with a victory last week against the Ravens as they head into week 6. Kenny Andres and Gerard Fitzpatrick calling the action for you here. In at week 5, in about 20 minutes time, we'll be back with the men's coverage. We've got the Ravens here at the Gold Coast taking on the Gold Coast Stingrays, looking to defend home turf. And that will be a good matchup starting at 5 o'clock, so just about half an hour away. Thank you for joining us there throughout our technical difficulties, and we look forward to your company when we return for the men's game at 5 o'clock.